You mentioned, this is interesting because your relationship with the customer helped you in financially in that regard.
That's right.
And do you know of other instances, can you remember other instances where 'cause going to new product lines, that takes capital to,
Right.
not only in the development phase leading up to it, but in the production phase as well. What were some of the ways you were able to manage that problem, the capital needed to?
Well, we really have been fortunate enough to develop our own capital as we went along, basically. We did not have to go tremendously in debt, for example, to get through these periods. We kind of did them on our own, let's put it that way. We solved our problems as they came up and developed new capacities pretty much on our own. Really, the time we did need capital was much later during that period of high commodity prices, and then we did have to do some borrowing. By that time, we had developed a good relationship with bankers, and we were able to borrow the money that it took to get by.
Mhm. Did you have a company policy for most of those years, though, about the use of debt versus the use of internally generated funds? You were much more inclined to grow with internal funding.
Exactly. We always have been a company that have tried to develop internally and without any outside help. Until very recently, that's all we needed, because we could develop enough with the wheat gluten business and so forth. We could generate enough internal funds to take care of the problems that we had. It's only been in that last 20 years maybe that we have had to look for outside help.
And
that
that
does-
coupled, I'm sorry, John.
And that doesn't go back to any kind of stubbornness. What it really shows is it shows your desire to be independent, doesn't it?
Right. And I would advise most people that were developing their own business, I think that's a good way to go about it, is to develop it as if you don't need outside help, that you can generate enough internally to take care of it. And that was always our desire. And like I said, that's what made the events that happened after the 90s that much more serious, because we, all of a sudden, things were beyond our control.
In this age of high finance that we live, companies that are well-run and low in debt are very attractive acquisition targets,
Right,
even hostile takeovers.
right.
So this preferred stock protection you had
Protected us.
turns out to be even more important given the philosophy of the company going forward.
Absolutely. That was, I've always thought, and I'll always remember the man during my YPO days, during President's Organization days, who we found, and he was the one that helped us put together that organization. It wasn't that important to start with, but believe me, it became important as time went on, and as you say, I'm sure other people would have loved to have taken us over at any time during this period.
Yeah.
And of course, the couple people that were after us, after the control of our company, tried to do the same thing. They tried to destroy our dependence on preferred stock. Thank God that philosophy stuck, and it did protect us. And they were never able to fight through that.